IBF champion of the world, won the championship in May of 1987 when he knocked out Miguel Maturana, and then he defended against Terry Jacob. He stopped Terry Jacob in France. That was a bantamweight bout. Ernie Cataluna was stopped, and Fernand Beltran, and then he lost the title to Orlando Canizales in July of 1988. We are set for the introductions. Let's go to Ed Darian.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is scheduled for 10 rounds, and it's in the featherweight division. Referee is Ken Zimmer. Introducing first in the blue corner, wearing the blue trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at an even 127 pounds. This fella has 28 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw with 20 knockouts. From the Motor City of Detroit in the state of Michigan, ladies and gentlemen, ranked number 2 by the WBA and the IBF, here is Tom Boom Boom Johnson. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the red trunks with the white trim. He too weighed in at an even 127 pounds. Professionally, this young man has 27 wins, 17 losses with 22 knockouts. The former IBF bantamweight champion of the world from Charlotte, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Kelvin Seabrooks.
First fight in 1992 for Kelvin Seabrooks. His last bout was a 10-round loss in Florida to Angel Levi Mayor. 10-round decision on December the 6th. For Tom Johnson, this is his 3rd fight this year. His last bout lasted only a round. He stopped Mario Lozano in El Dorado, Illinois on April the 4th.
And Sam, Seabrooks has always been an exciting fighter, but his chin has always been a little suspect. Now he's fighting in a heavier weight class. He took a little time off, put on a few more pounds. Maybe he'll be a different fighter. But he's always had plenty of courage. It's just that the chin failed him quite a few times.
Seabrooks, despite several losses early in his career, was able to get the title shot and take advantage of it. In 1987, he won the USBA bantamweight title, beat Louis Curtis, and then went on to win the IBF world title and successfully defended that title 3 times before being beaten by Orlando Canizales. He went after Canizales again, and Canizales stopped him a 2nd time in the 11th round.
And it was no disgrace to be stopped by Canizales in a tough fight. It was such a tough fight. I had the pleasure of doing a broadcast of that fight, Sam, and what a tough fight it was. First one, he got stopped in the last round, and against a very, very good, solid fighter.
Tom Johnson, as Gil mentioned right at the top of the show, fought for the IBF Featherweight Championship November of last year when he met the champion Manuel Medina in Los Angeles. And the fight was stopped in the 9th round when Medina was cut from an accidental butt. They went to the scorecards, and Medina had the lead and was awarded the decision.
Well, Sam, we had watched Tom Johnson so many times before that fight, and in my opinion, either the fact that he was fighting for the title, he says it was because the other guy was too tall, but you have to fight all kinds as long as they make the weight. But it was not a very good performance, in my opinion, by Johnson. I think it was a little bit below average for Johnson.
Right here, he's putting his punches together very well, and he's hurt Seabrooks. Seabrooks is backed off, and right now just covering up. Nice combinations that rocked. That last left hook rocked Seabrooks. He's got very shaky legs right now. Johnson has landed some very solid punches. And Kelvin Seabrooks widening his stance. He's ready to go. He wobbled backwards. It's all Johnson here in the 1st round.
Well, we mentioned that chin is very suspect. Got plenty of courage, Seabrooks. Sometimes can be the worst thing.
Johnson all over him. He is banged to the body. Now he's gone upstairs. See, a lot of time remaining in this 1st round, and Seabrooks has been hurt, and right now is using the ropes to keep him up. Johnson just putting good combinations together. Uppercut get in. Seabrooks is hurt and ready to go.
And Sam, he'll throw punches, Seabrooks, even if he's falling. He's got plenty of courage, but again, just doesn't have the constitution to take this kind of punishment.
Nice combination again by Johnson. Final seconds of the first round. And the end of round one, and a very shaky Kelvin Seabrooks goes back into his corner.
Sam, Seabrooks is the kind of fighter, if I was the referee, I'd keep a very close eye on him because he's very, very game, but his body just won't keep up with his heart. And those are the kind of guys that can get hurt.
Take a look at this, Gil.
Well, you can just see Johnson brutalizing him. They're hitting him with solid body shots. Then he comes up to the head. And you can just see Seabrooks doesn't have a leg under him. More punishment.
Seabrooks almost went down. It's Al Gavin in the ring with him. Ready for round two. There's Johnson looking very calm and composed. Tommy Gallagher working his corner. Johnson has become a very accurate puncher. One of the...
Well, he has good balance, Sam. Very good balance. Boxes beautifully.
One of the main factors that have taken him to top contention in the featherweight division.
Break! Get off.
Quick hands by Johnson. Seabrooks just overmatched here, Gil.
Just physically overmatched. Him with a much stronger. The weights are the same, but one guy is just so much stronger and seems so much bigger than the other guy.
Once again, Seabrooks back to the ropes.
And we mentioned, Sam, he'll throw punches. He's game. That's what Johnson should do. Just give himself a little punching room, pick his spots.
A smart move. He didn't see any opening. Trade of lefts, and that rocked Seabrooks again. He was rocked back by a left hook. Johnson goes to the body, then upstairs. Johnson going for it, looking to finish Kelvin Seabrooks. Seabrooks fights back briefly. Referee Ken Zimmer looking. Johnson with just rapid fire punches.
That was, I guess that's what you call a 20-punch combination, Sam. And you can see Seabrooks still trying to fire back. He's going to get nailed with one big one, though.
Johnson is dropping the big punches from all angles. Seabrooks taking a lot of punishment thus far in the first two rounds. Trying to get Johnson off him, but nothing doing. Johnson just popping the jab, dropping in the right.
I don't know what Seabrooks' plan could possibly be. Just stay there and take punishment.
Well, he's unsteady coming off the ropes. And the end of round two. Once again, Johnson dominates. Once again, a shaky Seabrooks goes to his corner. And Tom Gallagher in the corner of Boom Boom Johnson.
You got to write a little quicker. I don't have that much time.
All right, let's see. How many punches?
I'm
Can you
going to try
count
to
this?
count the punches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
I don't have the time.
9,
I'm not
10,
going to pick them up.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, maybe 19, 20. Stop by 20. I said 20. 24.
24.
24.
Before Seabrooks.
And here we go again.
Oh, man. That's incredible. Johnson just firing away. Seabrooks will continue.
The Budweiser round.
Round 3. Tom Johnson, ranked number 2 by both the IBF and the WBA, number 11 by the WBC in the featherweight division. Good, quick left hand by Johnson.
As long as Johnson keeps Seabrook on the outside, Seabrook doesn't have the reflexes to compete with Johnson at all.
In Madison Square Garden boxing, in promoting Tom Johnson, and another excellent, a good right hand by Seabrooks.
Break. Let go. Let go.
Another excellent featherweight contender in Kevin Kelly. So, and you have to look at Tracy Patterson. If he wins the junior featherweight championship, he might be stepping up into the featherweight division before too long.
It looks like the Garden is cornering the market on featherweights. Real good, solid fighters. And Seabrook surprised Johnson earlier with that right hand. I thought it would wake Johnson up, but he's just taking his time. Kelvin Seabrooks is very active in his local community, Sam, helping out the kids in the gymnasiums. He's very well liked down there. But I would have to say, I know he loves boxing. I would advise him to stay in it as a trainer.
Yeah.
Because you can just see he just doesn't have the reflexes.
Reaching the end of the line. Good. Couple of good uppercuts by Johnson.
And Seabrooks, again, is on wobbly legs.
Johnson dominating this fight. In fact, I gave him 2-point rounds in each of the first 2. How about you, Gil?
Yes, I agree, Sam. Both rounds.
Good combination, the left hook scoring for Tom Johnson. As we come to the bell, ending round 3.
Stop!
Out for round 4, scheduled for 10. Tom Johnson in the dark blue trunks, and Kelvin Seabrooks in the red. It's been all Johnson for the first 3 rounds. Kelvin Seabrooks in his 11th year as a pro. Turned pro in October of 1981. Won the IBF Bantamweight Championship in 1987. Quick left hand by Seabrooks. Johnson answers back. 6 straight punches have rocked Seabrooks. Now it's 8. Oh, Johnson with some good body shots.
Johnson just should give himself a little punching room.
You got to punch. That was Ken Zimmer telling Seabrooks, you've got to punch.
Wobbled again.
Yeah.
Every time he gets touched by any kind of a punch, he wobbles.
And his punches, his responses, Seabrooks that is, have just been too slow to land. Johnson dominating here.
Johnson again should give himself more room.
Seabrooks very shaky, a warning to Tom Johnson to keep his punches up. Johnson not intentionally going low, but he's looking for an opening in the body. Good chopping right hand. Good combination by Johnson. Seabrooks trying to fight back, but Johnson slipping the punches. That right hand got in for Seabrooks.
One thing he does, he always did have, is a good straight right hand.
Almost seems to me, Gil, as if Tom Johnson has slowed his pace down a little bit.
It's just like he's trying. Looks like he's trying to get to work.
End of the fourth. Stop. Round 5, scheduled for 10. Tom Johnson in total control. Johnson with his back to you. Quick combinations again. Stagger Seabrooks briefly. Seabrooks has not gone down. To his credit, he's hung in there.
No, we mentioned the fact, Sam, that he has plenty of courage. Even if he was falling, he'd still be trying and throwing punches. But unfortunately, the physical makeup does not allow him to take a punch. He's trying to keep Johnson in front of him, but he can't let the hands go. By the time he gets Johnson in front of him, Johnson beats him to the punch. And he thinks he's trapping Johnson.
It seemed for a period of time as if Seabrooks was stalking Johnson.
But he can't let the hands go. He can't pull the trigger. That's what Joe Louis said at the end of his career. He said, I see the opening. He said, by the time my brain tells my hand to throw the punch, he says, the opening is no longer there.
Seabrooks in trouble again. Johnson has landed some hard body shots.
Don't punch.
Well, Seabrooks is the guy that just can't take a punch to the head. I don't know about the body. He seems to even wobble when he gets hit with a good jab, Sam. The legs are like spaghetti. Again, he's stalking Johnson. Stalking Johnson. But who throws the punch? Johnson.
Yeah. All those jabs. All Johnson. Seems that when Seabrooks does land a punch, it just makes Johnson react and get back to business. Seems like he'll coast for a few seconds and then start opening up. End of round 5. Stop.
Round 6.
Round 6 scheduled for 10. Gil's scorecard says a shutout for Tom Johnson. And the crowd really hasn't gotten into this fight because it's been so one-sided. Johnson just dominating, as he did there. A wobbly Seabrooks back to the ropes. In trouble once again. Uppercuts landing for Johnson. Everything landing for Johnson. Ken Zimmer takes a look. Whoa, good right by Johnson. He has opened up.
Zimmer had better take a close look. And you can see, unfortunately, Seabrooks has that courage.
Fight could be stopped at any time. Seabrooks.
I'm surprised that Zimmer isn't staying a little closer to the action right now, Sam.
Johnson went into one of those multi-punch flurries. In the second round, he had a 24-punch flurry without a response from Seabrooks. Seabrooks just holding on here. Kind of sad to see, looking at Kelvin Seabrooks, there's not much left there.
Former world champion.
He did land the right hand.
And then he got wobbled right after it, Sam. Everything he gets hit with.
Seabrooks, an 11-year pro, but right at the end of his career.
Sam, it maybe his corner should think about stopping this fight. What's the point in having it go on?
Oh, the heads really banged hard together then.
Watch your heads in there, guys.
Neither fighter apparently cut from that last butt, the accidental butt. And we just go back. It reminds us of the fight Johnson had with Manuel Medina for the IBF featherweight championship. That was stopped because of a cut over the eye of Medina, but Medina was ahead on points when they went to the scorecards. Good combination by Johnson. And we're reminded by producer John Gallagher that Johnson's fight after the Medina fight was stopped on an accidental butt against Rafael Ortega, but Johnson won that fight.
Well, Johnson at the time said he was leading too much with his head, putting his head in front of his hands. He blamed himself.
End of round 6. Seabrooks back into his corner.
Referee Zimmer is taking a good look at Kelvin Seabrooks right now, and I think they should. There's that right hand of Seabrook. And then you can see nailed, and a good right hand by Seabrook again, but then he gets nailed and wobbles again. The legs just won't hold him.
He's landed very few of those punches, but he wants to continue, and into round 7 they go.
Bucked.
Tom Johnson taking care of business, has looked sharp with his combinations and has put his punches together very well.
Well, the one thing about Seabrook, he's kept his hands up. Johnson has unleashed a tremendous body attack, but he still hasn't brought Seabrook's hands down where he can nail him with 3 or 4 good solid punches from outside.
Right to the body by Johnson. Good combination again. Johnson setting up the right hand beautifully. Seabrooks has been rocked again. 3-punch flurry by Johnson. Seabrooks in trouble, trying to collect himself.
This is target practice.
Oh,
For Tom Johnson, just target practice.
Seabrooks barely throwing any punches here in the 7th round. Johnson just waiting to find an opening. quick hands. Again, Johnson landing the right hand.
Yeah, it's just target practice, Sam. Johnson can say to himself, am I going to hit him in the body? Am I going to hit him on the chin? Should I use my jab? No matter what he does, it works. But Seabrook is still there, still stalking Johnson, but not moving his hands at all.
I think you can count on one hand the number of punches Seabrooks has thrown in this round.
Here's that target practice. Johnson is saying, what should I do? Should I hit him here or hit him there?
And Johnson almost willing to take some time off. Pausing. Holding off on throwing some of the punches. The bell for round 7. The fight has been stopped. Kelvin Seabrooks, having trouble breathing through his nose, will not come out for the 8th round. And this fight is all over, and actually, that's good.
I felt very good about that. I was concerned about Seabrook's safety in this fight because he just didn't look like he acted properly when he get hit with a punch at any time in the fight.
I agree with what you said earlier, Gil. It would be good for Kelvin Seabrooks to end it. That's it. See Seabrooks saying to his corner, that's it. And went across to Tom Johnson to congratulate him. That was at the end of round 7. And Seabrooks telling Tommy Gallagher that was it. He's not going on any further. For Tom Johnson, just a solid performance. He did what he had to do.
He certainly did what he always does. He always comes in good condition. I'm telling you, the only time I was disappointed in a performance was the wrong time when he was fighting for the championship of the world. But every other time he's been very businesslike, gets the job done.
Well, he's number 2 in the IBF and WBA rankings, and now waiting for another chance to go for the title. Let's get the official announcement from Ed Darian.
Ladies and gentlemen, Principal Kelvin Seabrooks unable to continue. Therefore, referee Ken Zimmer stops this bout at the end of the 7th round. And a winner by a TKO, Tom Boom Boom Johnson. And how about a nice round of applause for Game Kelvin Seabrooks? Let's hear it for him.
Tom
nice
Johnson adds to the record, which is an outstanding one. Now 29-2-1. This is his 21st knockout. And the number 2 ranked featherweight in the world. Just waiting for the call to say you get another title shot. Gil will be talking with Tom Johnson in just a moment. It was a one-sided fight. Tom Johnson, number 2 contender in the featherweight division, dominating Kelvin Seabrooks from beginning to end. And at one point in the 2nd round, he threw 24 consecutive punches without a response from Seabrooks, and most of those punches landing on target. Johnson, clear-cut winner. Seabrooks retires at the end of the 7th round, and Boom Boom Johnson is with Gil Clancy right now. Let's go to Gil.
Hey, congratulations, Tom. Congratulations. Another workmanlike performance. Hey, did somebody hit you before the fight, or was that during the fight?
Well, he hit me a couple of times during the fight. You know, he's a pretty good veteran. You know, he was very courageous. You know, he knew exactly what he wanted to do. You know, he didn't fight the kind of fight I was told he was going to fight. I thought maybe he was going to come right at me, which is what I was basically prepared for. But he laid back and allowed me to do what I wanted to do. So I hit him with some good shots, and he didn't want to go. So the trainer told me to just go ahead and box the guy and don't look for the knockout. If it comes, it comes.
Okay, you notice, speaking of trainers, I noticed Tommy Gallagher was giving you instructions tonight. Is that permanent, or was that just for this fight?
Well, we'd have to go back to the drawing tables, and it's in negotiation.
Oh, it's in negotiation right now. What are your plans for the future, Tom?
Well, my plans is to go back to the gym and continue to work on my boxing skills. As you know, notice we come out this year going back to the basics and utilizing my boxing ability and not worrying so much about the knockout. So that's all we're going to do, is continue to work and prepare for a championship again.
Well, that hard work has got you everything but the championship. Again, I thought you just had like a little bit of an off night against Medina. Every other performance has been sensational. I'm looking forward to you fighting for that title again and winning it. Now let's go back to ringside with Sam Rosen.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gil, and congratulations to Tom Boom Boom Johnson with his 29th career win.